here, and what was your first reaction?
Just finished throwing a bullpen, and I was silly, and I was looking at a slider, and I was making a joke with our manager, Dick, and I was like, yeah, look at this thing. I made AJ buckle. And then he goes, oh, yeah, how's your body feeling? I'm like, great. He's like, all right, you ready to start Friday? I'm like, ready as I'll ever be. And then he said, cool, because you're going to be pitching against the Marlins in Citi Field on Friday. And I was like, pardon? So definitely a crazy day, but it was awesome.
Did you have any sort of inkling that it could be coming, maybe if not Friday, like within the next couple weeks?
No. That's pretty much no, not at all.
What was your parents' reaction, your family's reaction when you told them? And how did you deliver the news?
So I was walking in, I was like, I'm holding it together, no tears. And I called my mom, and I was like, hey, where you at on Friday? And she's like, get out. Use different words on that one. But, yeah, she got me pretty good. I think for the rest of, like, the hour, I was just, like, bawling. My dad didn't pick up originally. I think he was having a tough day at work, but I think that made his day a little better.
What did your dad express anything? I know he worked with you a lot on your pitching. You always talk about watching YouTube videos of him and stuff like that. Just how did he take the news?
So after the fact, great. Like, he was super proud. He sent me like a paragraph, but like in the moment, it was literally just like, hey, what's up? I'm like, hey, you having a tough day at work? And he's just like, nah, it's just the same old. And I said, awesome. We're going to be at Friday. And he just goes, oh, congratulations. Man, I'm really happy for you. All right, I got to go. So I think he was having, I could hear it in his voice. But
Are they here?
they'll be here tomorrow.
How many other people you have here coming to thank you?
My grandfather, my aunt and uncle, my agent, and my beautiful girlfriend. So,
What has just this year, and even more broadly the past 2 years, been like for you, the way that you've risen through the ranks here and now able to make your major league debut?
yeah, it was funny. I called my first ever professional coach. His name's Garrett Baker. He'll thankfully be here tomorrow. And I just told him the news, and he brought me back to the conversation we had when I was in rehab. Not always having the best of times, and he was like, hey, man, MLB debut when you're 21, that's what gives you 2 years. I'm like, you're absolutely insane. And then having that happen this year and calling him, he was just like, told you, I told all his plans, but no, it's incredible. It's incredible.
How much is Nolan coming up and having the success that he's had in 3 stars? I mean, how much even more confidence perhaps does that give you that his stuff played down there, plays up here, now it's your turn?
I mean, he's done a heck of a job. I mean, even I was watching it last night. I was trying to find somewhere to eat, and I was just like, yep, that's Nolan. But no, he's incredible, and I think that I'm just going to go there and be myself, and I have confidence that's going to be enough.
It's unclear what's obviously going to unfold the rest of the season. Are you taking the mound tomorrow night with the notion that you're here for keeps, that you're going to be part of this rotation going forward?
I'm just getting ready to start tomorrow, and I think everything after that will take care of itself.
What would you say is the biggest difference in you as a pitcher between when you were drafted, what you are today, and then what did the Mets, development staff do to help you bridge that gap?
I think I put on 25 pounds, so that helped. I was small as a kid who was just barely trying to find his way through, and then year after year, it was just more about being the same kid I always am, and especially the ones that my parents brought me up to be, and that's definitely helped just take everything in. So.
Did you have to, relearn or find new ways to do things as you added that weight, as you added the strength? Did your body move in the same way that it was before? You have to adjust.
Well, I mean, I got a lot less comments about how skinny I was, but no, like nothing about that. I mean, your body naturally does that, and I was 18, 19 at the time, so I had a little bit to get through it.
As you put on the weight, what did you notice about your pitches in terms of velocity or what they did?
Honestly, nothing. I think it was just more about lasting the year. I think as coming from high school, you really are prepping, especially from Canada, for like maybe 50 innings in a year. And then the weight room just helps kind of keep you going through the rest of the year.
Durability.
Yeah, exactly.
Jonah, David had said that this was kind of surprising in some ways. He did not expect, or the Mets did not necessarily expect you to reach the majors this year. At what point did you feel like you were capable of reaching the majors?
That's a tough question. I mean, it's been a dream of mine ever since I was a kid. You always try to put yourself in the best possible chance to do that. If you were asking me, at the beginning of the year, if I ever thought this was going to happen, I would probably told you exactly what I'm going to tell you now. I'm just going to be where my feet are. I think everything else is going to take care of itself, and I'm just forever grateful to be here for the opportunity.
The other day, Carlos said he talked to you when you were a ball boy, or a game in a backfield. Like, what do you remember about that conversation?
So I remember going out there, and I'm like, I have a duty today. I think it was the first one in the spring. Thankfully, it was, I think, my last one. And I sat there and like, okay, AAA game. I don't remember who was pitching. Might have been Canning. But anyway, I got there, and I'm reaching for a couple baseballs, and I turn and look, and like the major league staff starts walking through because you can see the horde of people coming. And then I look down, get the umpire balls, come sit down, and a guy puts his hand out to me and says, "Hey, my name's Carlos Mendoza. Nice to meet you." Face just went beet red, hands went incredibly sweaty, and I just went, "Hi, I'm Jonah. Nice to meet you." But no, it was awesome. I think getting to know him a little bit more in that brief conversation was really cool.
Do people really call you the Canadian Cannon?
Yeah, ironically, I still have a few of the T-shirts back in Syracuse. But yeah, that was a huge surprise, and I think it was cool, like a nickname, and just the support from the Binghamton community is huge.
Who came up with that?
The Booster Club. I walked in one day, and my clubby Mike says, "Hey, like I got something for you. You gotta come out here." And there's all of them just sitting there in their T-shirts, and they said, "Surprise!" And I was like, "Oh!" But yeah, it was awesome.
That was at Syracuse.
Binghamton.
Binghamton. How did you? What was the process of you going from Canada to Georgia Premier Academy and MLB? Draft league. Like, how come you took that path at that point in your career?
It's definitely not for everybody. It's definitely not like I would say the path I had growing up. Like I was even reflecting on it last night. My whole goal coming out of high school was to just get to a college. Got to college, and then it was just opportunities kept on happening, and I just finished doing my SAT as I tell a lot of people, and I said, like, what the heck, sure, let's go for it. And then it was just taking one step at a time, one day at a time, good or bad. I always tried to make sure I was just open to new experiences, and now I'm here. So
I read we were committed to North Dakota State before that.
I was committed to North Dakota State. Out of high school, it was that or Maine, and Coach Hoax. Maine is closer, but I had a really good relationship with their coach, Tyler Oaks, so forever grateful for him for the opportunity.
What was the genesis of your delivery? When did you switch your mechanics? How old were you at the time?
Ooh. I was probably like 10 or 11. I always was a high three-quarter. Again, I always tell people, like, used to mess around with my dad, their sidearm, but like I think it just grew a pattern as I grew up that this just became so much more comfortable, and I think it was just like how my body was going to move efficiently, or how I needed to produce force because I'm not the biggest guy in the world, and then seeing a guy like Linskin be able to do what he did, it kind of just gave me like okay, maybe this isn't the worst thing for me. Because I think that guy's a pretty good pitcher, if I say.
So you did like genuinely like pattern yourself after him a little bit, like watching it, because obviously it's been
yes and no. I do think that like I just tried to make sure that I'm being me. I think that's probably my advice for any kid growing up is just like we can talk about all these technical things, but at the end of the day, you gotta be a kid and go out there and be you. And I try to do that to the best of my abilities, and it kind of just evolved into what it is today.